Hey guys, I hope you enjoy this week's video. Our topic is homophobia. Before I get started, I want to say I apologize, my voice is a little bit off, kinda sick, but I still wanted to do this video, still wanted to talk to you guys this week. If you hear spinning, it's because my washer is directly in front of me. So if it becomes a problem, I will make it an effort to edit it out of this video. Moving on, for those of you who don't know what homophobia is, and I presume that all of you know, it's basically being persecuted because of your sexual preferences. I've been persecuted a lot because I'm a lesbian. I've been given dirty looks when I walked down a sidewalk with the girl that I was dating at the time, or just given dirty looks period because I was wearing something that was pride, or because they just knew that I was a lesbian. After I came out to my school by marching with GSA, Gay Straight Alliance, in the homecoming parade, it was very hard for me for a while after that, because it wasn't just the dirty looks, it wasn't just the words that people were whispering. I was getting jumped and slammed into lockers on a daily basis. And the funny thing is, the physical bullying part of it came from people that I'd never met before. They didn't know that I existed, and I didn't know who they were. They just started threatening me, and I couldn't walk home for a month afterwards because I was told that if I did, I was going to get jumped. And it was kind of sad because I lived 5 minutes away, so it took me no time whatsoever to get home. And it wasn't the only reason why I was sad, but it's bad when you can't even walk 5 minutes up the street without people threatening to beat you up because you like women. I want to say the hardest thing for me regarding homophobia was experiencing it from my own family. And I think that's what makes it so hard for people to come out, makes it so hard for people to be comfortable with their sexuality at first, because they're afraid of what their family will have to say about it. My mom and my sister always knew, as I said in last week's video, and I'll put the link in the bottom bar for those of you who haven't seen it yet. But it's just, I was very close with certain members of my family, and me coming out to them sort of changed that. I don't regret coming out to them at all. That's not something that I don't think anybody can say that they regret coming out. It makes you feel free. It gives you a sense of self, and that's important. But getting back to what I was talking about, there are baby cousins of mine that I don't see very often because I feel like certain members of the family feel like I will infect them with my gay thing if I spend too much time with them. And it's sad that they think like that, but I know that they do. There's one circumstance. I went to the movies, and at the time I was dating this girl, my first girlfriend actually, that I mentioned in the last video. And I ran into my aunt, and she had my cousins with her, and they're little things. Well, I said hi, and I tried to hug them, and she looked at me like I was the most disgusting thing on the planet, and she's very short, and she kind of pulled them away from me. Things like that. It's hard to deal with things like that. Went to a funeral one time. I had a family member die. Because my mom and sister supported me, nobody wanted to sit next to us because I was the gay fag in the family. And I don't really like that word, fag, but I'm using it because that's how they treated me. And it upset me because at almost every family function it was like that. Me, my mom, and my sister were off in a corner, and everybody else was doing what they were doing. And when I would enter a room, it would get quiet, and I could tell that I was a topic of conversation. It's hard being around family and them treating you like that, like you're a pariah, like there's something wrong with you. I can tell you to not care about what people think about you, because to some degree you have to get to that point, but that's unrealistic, because to some degree, to play devil's advocate, we all care what people think of us. We don't want people thinking horrible things about us if it's not who we are. We might not care what certain people think compared to others, depending on how important they are to us, but we do to some degree want to prove ourselves, and it's a natural way to think. But always be comfortable in your own skin. Don't let somebody tell you that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you for being who you are. There are people that you can go to, places that you can talk to if you need help. The Trevor Project is a great place to go if you're experiencing homophobia. Also, gay centers in your community. You want to hit those places up and go to those places because you can meet like-minded people like you. You might even make some friends. You can go to see counselors there if you need to talk to people. Also, take shelter and find happiness with the people who love and support you, be it friends. Bring those people around you. Use that as power to build you up. No matter whether you're gay or straight or whatever you are, there's always going to be somebody who tries to mess with you, who says something bad about you or thinks derogatory about you. There's really nothing you can do about that. That's just called humans being jerks, like humans tend to do sometimes. So you kind of have to find an outlet or a medium to be able to cope with it. But I will link things in the bottom bar, places that you can go and people that you can talk to if you are experiencing homophobia from anybody, if you're experiencing bullying. They're all serious things. But it's a part of growing up, so to speak, learning how to deal with opposition. And as hard as it is, it does get better. It also gets better if you want it to. If you take the initiative to turn the negatives into a positive, you'll be okay and it'll all get better.